Yeah. And then this year is I feel like you really got in your stride.
Yeah.
21 Savage.
21.
Which is probably the biggest, I would say, celebrity that you've ever gotten.
Joe.
Right. And Joe, and shout out to Joe. I just mean like, when you look at right now in terms of who does numbers when they drop a song,
Right.
21 Savage is at the top of that list.
21.
Shout out to Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Not at all a slight to him because he's a legend.
Right.
But a new 21 Savage song and a new Fat Joe song, I think most people would gravitate towards
Right.
21, the younger generation and everything else like that. So getting him, I thought was a big deal. And you also got Fat Joe. You got Omar Epps.
Shout out to O.
Remy
Ma.
Tretch. You got me. I did pretty big numbers. I looked.
Yeah,
I sorted by like views. I'm like, okay, I'm like the top 10 somewhere.
Definitely at the top.
You know, and to everyone out there, because sometimes there's like these weird like rumors that circle around, like, oh, Vlad will have you do his show, but he'll front on you. Like, that's just a lie. Like anyone who has been on my platform and they have their own podcast, I always say yes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fly out and whatever, but you know what I mean? When I'm in the city.
You and Adam, you guys kind of catch a bad rap. And I think that's whack.
What do you mean?
Like people would be so quick to call you a culture vulture.
Yeah.
That's why when we got on the show and we went through all the other facets that you were a part of in hip hop, from breakdancing to DJing to making classic tapes that people love but didn't know that you were behind it.
Oh yeah, no, like,
you know what I mean?
Like a lot of people have said that that's their favorite interview that I've done, the one with you, because they got to see a side of me that no one, because a lot of people just sort of ask the same questions, right? But you guys actually dug into my childhood and stuff like that, stuff that I never hid, but no one ever asked me that, so I never really discussed it. So yeah, the breakdancing and the DJing, and the mixtapes and all that type of stuff.
That to me, that's the aura of the show, because that's why I started. I wanted people to see a different side of me, and now they see a different side of all my guests.
Yeah, and I've always been happy for you, man. Like, and I'm very much like if you know me, you know that I always look at who the next dude is or female, who's coming up, who's buzzing. And I always reach out early and say like, yo, if you need any help, if you have any questions, like I've been doing it for 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times I'll have them on my show. I was the first person, I was just on Charlamagne's Brilliant Idiots yesterday. We talked about how I was the first person to put him on a mixtape when he was still in South Carolina.
Wow.
Before Wendy even heard about him.
Wow.
I put Adam on my show early on, from No Jumper. I put Sean Cotton on my show early on from Say Cheese. I've, people like Tasha K, I reached out to her early, even though she ended up.
Yeah. Tasha's a little reckless.
A bunch of lies about me later on. Yeah. But regardless, I've always felt like we're not competing here.
Right.
There's more than enough viewers. There's more than enough money. There's more than enough bandwidth. Like, this isn't the Super Bowl where we're battling each other for the final trophy. Like, we all could do it. And even if you get a certain guest, if I interview the same person, my interview is going to be totally different than yours.
Right.
So I don't give a shit if you interview the same person that I'm about to interview.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
My approach is different. So I've always been like, we could all do better by fucking with each other. And to everyone out there, like me and Adam always he'll have a guest on a show and I'll be like, hey, can you send me that person's contact? And he'd be like, boom, here you go. They don't always do the interview, but or he'll be like, hey, what do you he'll come to me for advice and I'll be like, oh, okay, this is how you do it. And then I'll help him out. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the whole hating of other media outlets is dumb.
Yeah, I think if you're not mature enough to see that, you're not going to succeed. You're not. Because especially in the podcast realm, there's very few people I can ask a question of something I don't know. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I kind of need to we need to feed off each other's energy. And seeing that how the other publications, how they take hip hop stories and they kind of demonize it. we got the opportunity to rectify anything that gets out there that's wrong. We got the power now.
Yeah.
So I think we definitely should be of one accord, but not, but yeah, it doesn't make sense with looking at this person, fuck those people.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense.